Hello students, hoping that you are doing good and welcome once again to my Limitless English with Mr. Reyes. So far we have a makeup day for the day that we could not assist or attend classes. So what I did is that I created this video with some exercises that we're going to check next Friday, connecting ourselves in that aspect. So let's go and let's see the instructions. You are supposed to go to the module 2 of your book 3 of prime time, and there you are going to select the B section. In the B section, first you read on the information that we have here about Google. We got the story of Google, how was it created, and all the information that you could find there. After that, then you are going to ask or to complete the question we got here. What is Google? What does its name mean? And how do you think it got started? And I think we all want to know. Google is basically one of the things we use the most so far. Then after reading, you complete the exercise that we got there. All right, this is a true, false, or does not mention. So according to the reading, you are supposed to select the correct one. After that, you complete the section 3. The section 3, first you got to investigate about these words that we got here, whatever it is that you don't understand. And then you got to put the words that belong in each one of them spaces, depending on their definition. So take some time so you could check the definition of whatever it is that you don't know here. And after that, then you complete everything that we have on this section. On the next section, here we have some of the grammar, the past progressive that we started checking some of that in a class or in our last class. So you need to know what is the past progressive, the negative section of the past progressive, and how do you create questions and short answers. So the past progressive is to express something that was happening or that was going on in the past in that aspect. I was working, you were, and then I was, we could say for the ones that are not singular, you were for you and the singular, all right? They were, we were. So the plural ones we use were, but we saw that in the class. And here you got some examples. Was I working? Were you working? Was he, she, it working? Were we, you, they working? Hey, and the answers, yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. Was I completing the homework? Good question. You can answer that question when we connect. The next section is the fifth section of this part. Here you form questions and full answers based on text, as in the example. So you gotta look at the example, the question. Were Larry and Sergio studying mathematics? No, they weren't studying mathematics. They were studying computer science. So you gotta create one question, and according to that question, you gotta have two answers. One answer that is negative, incorrect, and then the answer that will be what it was happening. So the negative section and then the positive section. So you complete those things, and then we'll check on Friday when we connect that you completed the exercises. On the next section, it says here, use the words to ask and answer questions in pairs. This we're not going to do it, but you are supposed to complete the answers that we have here with your information. If you want, you can do it with a family member, since everybody's working in their house so far. But you got to be ready, because we are going to do this exercise in the class when we connect. All right, exercise 6. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to divide you guys by 2, and then you guys are going to do this section. It's like a conversation in that aspect, but dealing with the questions we got here. So create the questions and the answers. So like that, when we get to this section, you could have all that information with no problem. Past progressive versus simple past. So I'm going to read this for you. In our exercise in the class that we're going to connect is that you are going to tell me for you what is the difference between the past progressive and the simple past. So investigate, get ready for your answer in this aspect. It says for actions we were happening at a specific time in the past. We were sleeping at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. For two actions happening at the same time in the past. Sam was working in the garden while I was cooking dinner. For an action happening when another action interrupted. He was reading a book when the doorbell rang. And the simple past for completed actions that stayed in the past. They were not in movement in that aspect. For completed actions in the past, he left last Monday. For action which happened one after the other in the past. He went down the cellar stairs, opened the door, and walked inside. All right, so investigate a little more just in case, because your question is what is the difference between the past progressive and the simple past, and you need to come up with your answer, or to have your answer ready when we get to the class. Not after we get to the class. You know what I mean. So get ready for this section and for you to give us the answer. Okay, on the exercise 8 of the 8 section of this part, it says put the verbs in parentheses into the past progressive or the simple past. So in the previous exercise, you were supposed to know the difference between the past progressive and the simple past. And now here is that you're going to put the use according to the information that you already know, that you are supposed to know. Then you're going to put the correct one where it belongs. Okay, so you need to select if it needs to be the past progressive or if it needs to be the simple past. And check, take your time on this one, because it's not that easy. And a lot of students, they usually have some issues with this section. All right, but investigate and get the correct one. All right, it says here speaking and writing. And read this section that we have here. Imagine you are at the mark and describe events leading up to your creation of Facebook. Tell the class. And part of what you gotta check is give us the information about what you investigated on how Google was created. In this case, Facebook too. Do you use Facebook? Well, let me play it and then you can continue.
I was studying at Harvard University, and people were asking for a website with students' profiles. So I decided to do something about it. I launched Facebook in 2004. Some senior students said that I used their ideas while I was working on a similar project with them, but this didn't stop me.
All right, so the idea is that you could listen to it again and repeat it so you can get that information, and then we get ready so we can show your answers when we connect in that aspect and do maybe some other things. So Friday, remember, at 8 p.m. everybody's going to connect, so like that we can check that all the students completed the exercises on the makeup class that we could not take. All right, so see you then, and have a good rest of the day too. Thank you very much, Mr. Reyes, my Limitless English. Have a great one too, and see you soon. Bye bye.